Alright, welcome guys to Motivation Monday. This is a show where I show you guys some motivating stuff. Today I got a good person picked out, so hopefully you guys enjoy the show. What's up, Bergen? What's up, Kevin? I see you guys in chat. Alright, let me turn this around. Let me get the Facebook up. Alright, so this is MJKO website. If you do have some disposable income, please consider donating to MJKO. Go to mjko.ca. You can see the donate button in the top right. We'll just go ahead and click that. That will take us to the donation page, all right? And as you can see right here will be the schedule. You just click on that, opens the new schedule, tells you what we're doing, what shows, and what time are the workouts, okay? All right, today is unseasonably hot, 34, man. That's why I'm wearing a tank top. But anyways, so today we're going to be talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, okay? So if you guys don't know Dwayne, you know, he's a very famous actor. He didn't start out in acting. He started out in WWE. So that would be wrestling, for those of you who don't know. All right, so just to give you guys a little background on Dwayne Johnson, he first rose to fame as The Rock, right? As the popular wrestling personality. He became a superstar in the WWE. He then became a box office star in films in like the Scorpion King and the Fast and Furious franchise. All right, so in his early life as a professional wrestler and actor, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? He actually learned how to wrestle with his dad, Rocky Johnson, who was a very famous wrestler as well, and he wanted to follow in his footsteps after dabbling in a little bit of football. So he was big into football. His football career didn't really pan out, and then he went to wrestling, and you know, the rest is history. Anyway, so becoming The Rock, right? So with very few prospects in professional football, he turned to wrestling, debuting in WWF, which back then was World Wrestling Federation. They had to change their name, obviously. After a couple months, including a tag team with his partner Bart Sawyer, and WWF signed him under the name of Flex Kavana. A year later, he joined the Nation of Domination, eventually taking over and changing his name in wrestling to The Rock. All right. So obviously, he used his fame and his popularity to transition into films. So let's take a little look at a motivational video from The Rock. All right.
So I knew at that time when I was 8, I wanted to be an entertainer, and I loved the idea of that and what it meant. And when I was 8, I saw Indiana Jones for the first time, and I loved that character. Like, wow, that guy was so heroic, and he kicked ass, and I knew I wanted to be something, and it was important to me to be something. It was important to me that I didn't fail. But by the way, and if I did fail, at least what was also important was the lesson. And I didn't realize that until I got older, because you know, when you're in it, you're in the grind, you don't really recognize those things when you're younger, but I could recognize them now and the importance of them now. And just in terms of the drive and the determination, a lot of it was experience too. Get your ass kicked, you get back up, and you put the gloves back on and you swing away.
Failing has become critical in my growth. I graduated from the University of Miami. I had a terrible senior year. I had a bad injury. You only get one shot as a senior. You don't come back. And Warren Sapp came in and lit the world on fire with how he played. We pushed each other. We were partners. He outplayed me, beat me out of my position. And I had a really terrible year that year. Graduated. Didn't get invited to the combine, the NFL combine, and I didn't get drafted in the NFL. And I had one option, and that option was the CFL. So now you work so hard for 10 years, and draft day comes, you only get one shot. Warren Sapp gets taken in the first round. All my other teammates who are NFL worthy were gone. They're in the NFL signing their big contracts. And I signed a contract in the CFL to make $350 a week Canadian. That lasted for 3 months, and I got cut. I got sent back home. I had to move back in with my parents at 24 years old after I left at 18, ready to tackle the world, and in my way I did. But I had fallen so flat on my face for the first time in my life. I was depressed, asking myself why me? How can this happen? I worked so hard. Hard work pays, I always thought. It's not paying for me. I got nothing. I literally had $7 in my pocket, so my $7 story. That failure. Rising from that to say, it's not over for me. I'm immediately going to launch myself into training for professional wrestling. I couldn't have launched myself with that type of training that I did every day for hours in a boxing ring that was stiff like concrete. Every day for hours. I couldn't have launched myself with that type of mentality had I not fallen on my face after 10 years of football. Failed. A failed football player who wound up moving back in with his parents at 24.
After about a month and a half of staying in that little apartment and cleaning, I got a phone call from the head coach of the team who cut me, the head coach of the Calgary Stampeders. He called me and he said, "Hey, I know we cut you, but I'd like you to come back." I said, "Okay, I appreciate that, coach. Thank you very much. I'll think about it." He said, "Okay, great." I hung up the phone, and my dad said, "You're gonna do it, right?" I said, "No, I don't think so. I think I'm done with that." And he goes, "What?" I said, "My gut tells me I'm done." He said, "What are you gonna do?" I took a deep breath. I said, "I'd like to get into the business." He said, "What business?" I said, "The wrestling business." He said, "You are throwing it all away. It is the worst mistake you will ever make." He said, "You're ruining your career." I said, "Maybe I'll be no good. But I feel like in my heart I have to do this."
Playing in the NFL was the best thing that never happened because it got me here. So my point is, look, you're going to get your ass kicked. We're going to get the shit kicked out of us. You got to get up. You got to have faith that the one thing you wanted to happen oftentimes is the best thing that never happened. So have faith. Just keep that in mind and keep plugging away. I want to share a sentiment with you that I just heard from a very good friend of mine. His name is Phil Heath. We always talk about hunger and how you always want to outwork your competition regardless of how successful you may be lucky enough to be. You want to be hungry. If you know what it's like to be hungry, you'll never be full. He said it's one thing to be hungry, it's another thing when you're starving for greatness and starving for success. And I love that because it immediately clicked. It's in my DNA. I know what it's like to operate every single day, regardless of the success that I've been a lucky son of a bitch to achieve. I operate every day as if I'm starving, so. I got cut from Canada. I had $7 in my pocket. And I always tell that story. So now my production company is $7, advertising agency is $7, everything is $7. So I always remember that. What helps me is to keep the hard times in the front of my mind because it allows me to go into these big moments that I've worked my ass off with a different perspective. What it also does for me, and again, this is what works for me. Like, I keep my back, excuse my language, my back is up against this motherfucker. Every day, it's against this fucking wall. Excuse my language. But it's up against this motherfucker because it's what I believe in. And when my back...
All right. So that was a very cool summation of his career so far, as narrated by Dwayne Johnson. What's up, Pius? So, yeah. So, yes, The Rock. I know, right? He's such a big inspiration to me because originally I liked him in the WWE, and because he is like a physical specimen, right? Like people who work out, like me, I like to work out, and obviously I don't want to be big like him, but obviously I want to, get a little bit of muscle definition like The Rock, and now he transitioned into acting, and he's a very good actor, stars in a lot of movies, and I think he was always talking about being the hottest worker in the room, right? So obviously he was the hardest worker in the gym, but he used that and dedicated himself to his football, his wrestling, and now his acting, right? So obviously he was the hardest worker in the room, regardless of what he's doing, not just the gym. So anyways, so now that he's successful, he's always I think he's a positive role model. You know, he's always has a positive mentality. He's always trying to give back whenever he can, and you know, he has no vices, he has no drama outside of the headlines, right? And he's just an overall good guy, good positive role model. So let's take a look at Dwayne Johnson surprising his mom with a new home. So this was Christmas 2018.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has officially set the bar when it comes to Christmas gifts to mom.
This Willy Wonka golden ticket is good for 12/18. A brand new home.
And it's not just any home. According to the superstar's Instagram, his mother gets to choose any home she wants, anywhere she wants. The former WWE star turned Hollywood A-lister credited his mother for making him a success, saying, quote, "I always say if you got a good mama, then you got a pretty good shot at becoming a decent human being. And somehow, somewhere along the line, I became one lucky SOB to be able to make stuff like this happen." This leaves us wondering how Johnson is going to possibly top this amazing gift next year.
Guess what? I get a brand new house.
Merry Christmas.
Wow, that is so heartwarming. I think every child, a lot of people, you know, they want to grow up and be successful and take care of their parents. You know, it's nice to see that he is able to take care of his mom. Of course, his dad has since passed away, so may he rest in peace. But you know, it's nice to see that he's taking care of his mom. Of course, he has a few kids that he takes care of with his wife, and by all accounts, he's a good father. Even though he's always out in the world, you know, in different countries filming these movies. So he also does a lot of charity work, you know. So let's take a look at that.
We are here on set of Hobbs and Shaw. It is a very, very special day. We have some very special visitors on set, some children from Make-A-Wish Foundation, Rays of Sunshine Foundation, and Starlight Foundation, PJ, Cameron, and Lucy. I've been waiting a very, very long time to meet them, and I cannot wait. Here we go.
I'm really excited to be here and my wish is finally come true.
My favourite movie was probably Baywatch because my mum and dad said that it'll make you laugh so you can watch it.
I like when him sing You're Welcome the song in Moana.
Well, hey. Hi. Wait, you must be Cameron, right? How you guys doing? Well, it's good to meet you. Good to meet you. You must be, you look like a PJ. It's good to meet you, young man. Ooh, you must be Lucy. Yeah, how you doing? I like your Moana doll. You like Moana? Oh, can you sing the song that she sings? Gotta sing this one now. It's important to put the glasses on. Yay! Oh my gosh! Great job. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Good. All right, I want you guys to have the best time. We're so happy that you guys are here.
Something like this is, I suppose, almost once in a lifetime thing. Something that money can't buy, ultimately.
Guys, look who I found. Hey! Jason Statham.
What's happening, kids? They're gonna put us in a jet plane. You know that already, though, right? Yeah? Who's funnier, me or Dwayne?
Oh! They were like, I can't wait to meet him. Bring him over. These are the three kids that I've been telling you guys about. Like, we are lucky enough to play heroes, me and Jason Statham, but they're really like superheroes because they're super, super strong, way stronger than we are. So let's give them a big round of applause. Welcome to our set. You guys ready for some stuff? I got some cool stuff for you. So these are one-of-a-kind Dwanta Claus sweaters. Here you go, boys. So welcome. Ah, it looks great on you. So this literally is one of the greatest bags ever. But on the inside, we have a lot of cool stuff. Like, so for example, these are the #1 selling headphones in the fitness game. Like, they're amazing. And We have all this stuff, like it's packed in here, guys, with like all my shirts and hats, and just, it goes on forever. I got you guys like a full year of just like free games.
I don't have an Xbox to play.
You don't have an Xbox? Well, so you don't have an Xbox. Wait, hold on a second, let me. So I know you guys don't have an Xbox, but you do now, because I got these made for you. I called my friends at Microsoft and Xbox, and I was like, listen, I'm gonna meet some really cool kids. You okay? There you go, buddy. I'll be right back with you. I think I have one more thing. Hold on, let me get something for you guys. Okay, this is like a really, really important one. I baked my special DJ signature chocolate chip cookies. There you go.
Today was absolutely incredible.
God, it's been amazing. Quite overwhelming.
I think I will remember this for a long, long time.
This is just a moment, a chance of a lifetime. He's just so happy, so is.
Yeah, it's a dream come true.
We've had a lot of rough times, so this something like this is just amazing. What can I say? Makes up for all the crap we have to deal with. So yeah, just seeing him happy is what it's all about.
That is an official wrap on our very special day, and to spend time with PJ and Cameron and little Lucy, just to see them smile and have a great time, and to bring a little bit of joy in an otherwise pretty challenging time is just very, very special. So I'm very, very grateful, and I thank all my partners out there. Thank you guys so much, and most of all, thank you PJ, and thank you Cameron, and thank you little Lucy for your personality.
Wow. So of course Dwayne Johnson does a lot of charity work like that, you know. He's always very humble and empathetic, and always willing to make a kid's day. So, you know, if I was those kids, I would remember that for the rest of my life. They got like so many free stuff, and they got to meet Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham. Wow, well, that would be probably the best day in anyone's life. But anyways, very heartwarming story. So as you can see, Dwayne Johnson is a very humble guy, you know. At 24, he only had $7 in his pocket, $7 to his name. So he knows what it's like to, you know, come from nothing. So it was very cool to see. And of course, growing up, I know, right, Pius? Facts, yes. So growing up, of course, he did have a pretty good football career. He didn't make it to the NFL, but he did still have a pretty good football career. He was a very good athlete, of course. And of course, he had a very good coach that helped shape his life, right? So I think everyone needs a good coach in life. So let's take a listen to that.
When I was 16 years old, that was the last time that I was arrested. And at that time, we were at an all-time low, I think, with our family. And
yeah,
at that time, we were living in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I am already a pretty big boy, 6'4", 200 and maybe 25 pounds. I had a very bad mustache. I had a chip on my shoulder. Fresh into this high school in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Freedom High School. I wanted to use the bathroom, but I didn't want to use the regular boys' bathroom because the boys' bathroom smelled like smoke and all the other fun stuff that boys' bathrooms smell like. So I'd go into the teacher's lounge, and a teacher comes in. His name is Jody Swick. Tough guy. He says, "Hey, you can't be in here." I kind of pause, look over my shoulder. Okay, I'll leave when I'm done. And I continue to wash my hands. I slowly dry my hands, and I walk by him, and I kind of just looked at him. I walked by. He looked at me, didn't say a word, but he was fuming. I went home that night, and I felt bad. I just felt bad. Very next day, I found him, and I went to see him in his class, and I said, I just want to apologize for how I acted yesterday, and I'm sorry. And I stuck my hand out, and he looked at my hand and looked at me, looked at my hand again. He shook my hand. I'll never forget that shake. He wouldn't let it go. He said, "I want you to do something for me." "Yes." "I want you to come out and play football for me." I said, "Okay." He said, "All right. Have your word?" "Yeah, sure. You got my word." I didn't think much of it. I thought, okay, yeah, play some football. Like playing football? Sure. Cool.
And I went out and I played football for Jody Swick, and he was our head football coach. And he became a father figure to me and a mentor. I fell in love with the game of football. My grades got better, and I started getting recruited from every college across the country. College coaches will come in, you say, there he is, Dwayne Johnson, 6'4", 250, plays both sides of the ball. Very aggressive. My thought process started to change. That's when I started thinking about goals and what I wanted to accomplish. And I love that man. I'll never forget the impact that he had in my life. And the reminder and my takeaway from that amazing relationship that I had was the empathy that he had for a punk kid who treated him so rudely and disrespectfully. He looked past that BS said, I believe in you, and I want to turn you around. Oftentimes when I see kids and they have been labeled, oh, they're punk kids. True. But there's good in them, and we got to see that potential, and I enjoy that today, seeing the potential in kids just like he did, especially kids who are kind of wayward and have been going through it. I know what it's like. So thank you, Jody. Thank you, buddy.
Wow. So as you can see, a good coach had a very profound impact on Dwayne Johnson's life. And yes, Pius, he did make it to the CFL, Canadian Football League. So he did play here in Canada for a bit. And then he made his way to the WWE. But wow, very inspiring, man. I think he's very motivational. I think he's a very good role model. And hopefully a lot of people look up to him and gain some, hopefully some motivation from him. I think that last video was very good because it shows that a good coach can make a good athlete, but a great coach can change a life. And I think a great coach, his high school coach changed his life, as he said. He was a punk kid, and the coach helped him steer him on the right path, and the rest is history. So hopefully everyone got a lot of motivation from Dwayne Johnson. He is one of my idols, and I think he's a very upstanding individual. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and of course be sure to donate to MJKO if you have any disposable income. Of course, take care of your family and yourself first. And go out there and be the hardest worker in the room like The Rock. All right, so I will see you guys in the next Motivation Monday, which will be next week. But we are working out with MJKO every day, 3 times a day. So I'll see you guys. Take care and be safe.